Live from New York. It's the show that's congratulating Chris Broussard on being on Colin's show.
It was great. You loved it. It was just a few minutes ago.
It was fantastic and a great hit.
Yeah,
I watch it every week. It's really good. You always deliver.
Jealous.
It's first thing
I
first.
get invited and Drew.
Drew, your reaction.
You're welcome. Jerry, you're welcome.
For what?
I've been on these airways for years saying that Jerry Jones, with all his predictions, all his Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that, we're the team to beat, take a bow, this is our year, that all of that nonsense creates unnecessary pressure and drama for his Cowboys.
Yeah.
And now he has finally taken my advice and listened to me.
He loves the show.
Because before this, you know what he would have said? He would have went on the Fan, I think that's where he was in Dallas, and said, oh, they're undefeated, but they got to come through us.
Before what?
This is our year. Before hearing my rant last week. This is our year.
That's true.
All right, everybody loves the Niners. They look great. This Brock Purdy kid's playing well, but them Cowboys going to have something to say about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Instead, he took a different approach, and he's attempting. I don't think it'll work. But he's attempting to put the pressure on San Francisco. So now San Francisco, he's trying to put it on the Niners. They have to come out now, and everybody's like, oh, Jerry said the Niners are the better team. He's trying to lull them to sleep. Take a little bit of the edge off. You know, now it's like, oh, we hate the Cowboys. They're always talking that mess. Now it's like, oh, yeah, Jerry, he knows how great we are. And for his own team, it will make them look like, oh,
another game.
Okay, no, we got to go prove to Jerry Jones that we are indeed the team to beat in the NFC. So, Jerry, you're welcome. Well done.
Okay, all right. You don't actually believe that last part, do you?
What part?
That the Niners' approach to this game.
I don't think it'll work. I think that's what Jerry's trying. I don't think it'll work, but I think that's what he's trying to do. Lull them to sleep. Like if I came on the show, Nick, man, you had some great takes yesterday, man. You are the man. You just do. And, and then you get comfortable, and then I just smack you around like you. That type of thing.
I don't think that this commentary is going to have any impact on the game. I don't think Jerry's commentary really has any impact on any of the games. I think that the Cowboys tune him out because for all of them, for their entire careers with the Cowboys, Jerry's been going on the radio saying crazy things.
Sure.
But for those folks that do believe his commentary puts undue pressure on them, of which I'm not one, then according to that logic tree, this is a very smart move. Because the Niners are, in my opinion, unlike Dallas, they are other than Buffalo.
Serious?
No.
Not silly?
No. A team that has, if they do not reach/win the Super Bowl, it is a failure for them because they've been banging on the door for 4 years. They made a Super Bowl. They then had a year where their quarterback was hurt. Then made back-to-back conference championship games. The only other team. No, that the Niners are a Super Bowl or bust team?
Yeah,
yes, I agree with that.
S-Bob,
I agree that they are, that Buffalo is, the Chiefs are, the Bengals are, teams that have been in, because I don't want to have this S-Bob debate with you right now, because those teams have all been banging on the door, been to conference championship games, all of them but Buffalo, been to the Super Bowl recently, and are trying to pay it off. The Chiefs obviously have paid it off. The other teams have come up short. The Niners this year have massive pressure on them. And Jerry is, I think, smartly trying to up the pressure. Now, I think the Cowboys are going to fare very well on Sunday. I think the Cowboys are better than the Niners. I think the Cowboys are going to win the game. But what I also think is this. If that happens, everyone will just move the goalposts. If we are here Monday and the Cowboys have beaten the 49ers, do you know what, either on this show or all of the shows, a large part of the conversation will be? Yeah, but show it to us in the playoffs. If the Niners win,
fairness there too.
But if the Niners win, it will be a referendum on Dallas. And if the Cowboys win, it will be, talk to me in 3 months. That to me seems like asymmetrical grading purposes for two teams that the Niners, while they've been more successful, the Niners haven't won a Super Bowl. The Niners don't have, it's not like, well, they've earned this massive Chiefs level benefit of the doubt.
The Cowboys will get a lot of love. If they beat San, you don't think they were getting a lot of love when they were 2-0?
I think if on Monday, if the Cowboys win by 3 points, I don't think you'll come out here and say they're better than San Francisco.
Yes.
I don't think you'll come out here and say you trust them.
See how it plays out.
I don't think you will.
I might. I'm open to it.
If they beat the team head to head,
he's not even.
Did you say the Lions were better than Kansas City?
There you go. This is my point exactly.
Did you say the Lions were better than Kansas?
No, I am not. I'm telling you right now what will happen. If the Niners win this game, it will be a referendum. Nobody thinks it's going to be a blowout
in either direction. It will be a good win. If they beat San Francisco, it'll be a good win. I will give them love. I don't know how much more love I can give them. I said after 2-0 that right now they were playing the best football in the NFC.
Yeah,
that's not
so.
love.
Bro, hold on. If the Cowboys go into San Francisco and defeat the undefeated 49ers, who haven't lost in, is it 12 games? Have they won 13 games
since they played the Chiefs?
They played the Chiefs.
Right.
You might come on Monday and say the 49ers are still better than the Cowboys?
Maybe I have to see how. Well, no, but hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Did we come on and say Arizona was better than Dallas? I mean, San Francisco's gonna lose this year at some point, and guess what? They're probably gonna lose to a team that's worse than them. And Kansas City has already lost to a team that's worse than them. It happens in the NFL. But if it depends on how it happens. I think it's San Francisco, Philly, and Dallas. They're all right there.
I agree with you that, like, we're going to do tiers later. The Lions and the Seahawks have played this year. They're both 3-1. The Seahawks beat the Lions. If someone wants to make the case the Lions, despite that, are better than the Seahawks, I don't think you can just be like, they played, one team won. I agree with you there. Where I am saying there is an unfairness is not really the right word, but a lack of balance is if the Niners win the game and anyone comes on television and is like, I still think Dallas is better, they will be called a fool. It will be.
But there's a reason for that, Nick. It's not the reason is that San Francisco's beaten them twice in the playoffs, and this would have been the third straight time. Just like if Dallas wins, if people, and I'm not saying I will, but if people say the Niners are still better, there will be a reason. The last two playoff seasons.
Those playoff games, by the way, are somewhat famous for the fact that the final play of the game, the result was still in question. They were not dominations. Right. Now, the Cowboys' final play of each of those games was cartoonish in its ineffectiveness, whether it was Dak running the quarterback draw or the Zeke play. But it was not the Niners-Seahawks playoff game where they were lopsided, or the Cowboys-Bucks playoff game where one team was just head and shoulders clearly better. Both of them were hard-fought, very close, one-score games, came down to the very end.
I'm going to have a fire take. Whatever team wins that game
is better.
I'm going to say is better.
Sounds like respect. My co-hosts. I mean, Brock Purdy's undefeated. He's the real deal. No, I mean, listen.
We can't say it, and Micah Parsons can't say it.
I'm just saying. You guys, I'm just saying. I feel like Micah would fit right in on that side of the table.
Did you notice the respect, though?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Last week it was redemption's coming, boy.
Yes.
Y'all check us
because
out.
They're
Wait
playing
till we beat them boys down.
Yes.
Now it's like, we're going to see what
because
I like
they're playing an awesome, because the
right
difference
mentality.
between.
But also quarterback.
Wait, hold on. The difference
he respects
between
Brock Purdy clearly.
Okay, the difference between playing the Wobegon Patriots in Dallas and playing the Niners in San Francisco, of course he is going to have more respect for one. And no, to answer the question, no, I do not expect Brock to outplay Dak. I do not think Brock is better than Dak, and I know that you hate when I do. It's weird. You don't like when I do the hypotheticals. If this guy were here, what would he look like? But that is almost the entirety of a lot of our NBA discussions. Really? Everything about the Bucks right now. It's like, well, now Dame in a different environment, what's he going to look like? We do these things all the time
that was a trade.
in different sports. Right now,
if Dame hadn't been traded there and Dak demanded a trade, we wouldn't be like, oh my gosh.
If I came on TV as 2 months ago and said that Jamal Murray's better than Damian Lillard, what people would say is, well, hold on. If you put Dame on that Nuggets team in place of Jamal, are they better or worse? We do it all the time across all sports. So I am going to continue to do it here. If you put Dak Prescott on the 49ers, are they better or worse? I believe they are far better.
Can't be.
I believe
they
they
never lost.
Okay, but they are.
That's real. That's a fact.
They
haven't lost with Brock Purdy. Would they have a loss with Dak?
They would not have a better record this year. That is correct. They're 4-0.
How about every game Brock Purdy has started? Would Dak win more of those games?
They might not have gotten. They might have won the Super Bowl. Actually, yes, they might have won
we're down to
the Super Bowl.
The strength of the tendons in your elbow.
Well, yeah. I mean, by the way, that matters. The ability to take a hit in football matters. Well, if the Cowboys had Brock Purdy, would they be worse? The answer is unequivocally yes.
How is it? It can't be unequivocally yes, because we don't know. Unequivocally is absolutely, positively, it's a fact because we all see it.
I understand with all hypotheticals, we have to, it is a matter of opinion. In my opinion, it is unequivocally yes. And so, no, I don't know why we would expect Brock Purdy to outplay Dak Prescott in this game.
Remember you did,
honestly,
can I do one thing?
Yeah,
I'm going to throw you an alley-oop. You can just dunk it. I'll be like Dwayne Wade.
I was going to do a basketball analogy anyway.
Remember when you did common opponents, and I kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit because I hate that?
Yeah, all I said was the Cowboys and the Niners both played the Jets, and one beat them by 30 and one beat them by 18. Yes.
Gotcha.
Or both played the Giants.
They both played. Now they both played the Giants and the Cardinals.
Yes.
So I updated the common opponents thing. I played some dirty pool because I didn't like when you did it. But now I'm going to do the same thing to you. You're not going to like that I'm doing it to you.
Don't.
In every these are the common opponents. You used it against me.
I used it for a team. Guys.
But no, Nick, that's two out of 4 games.
It's half the game. Common opponents, and one guy's cooking. The other guy
the other guy's shooking.
Statistical category.
I didn't know what that
Brock Purdy is going to have better numbers. Okay. I would argue that based on what we saw last year, if Jimmy were the quarterback for the Niners right now, everything would be the same.
No, because Jimmy makes mistakes.
Okay, well,
doesn't make mistakes.
Let's look at the Niners last year. Jimmy and Brock. And by the way, Brock had Christian the entire time, and Jimmy had Christian for 5 of his 10 games. And you're right, Brew. It is a lot more games for Jimmy, and yet the mistakes that you were saying one never makes and one does is far. So that is my point. Nobody thinks Jimmy's better than Dak. Nobody. But last year,
Jimmy's not as good as Brock. You would admit that, I think.
Yeah, well,
that Garoppolo's not quite as good as Brock Purdy.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, he's not.
I agree. But you guys, you understand now what you guys are doing. You guys are now using all of the same arguments you used for Jimmy Garoppolo, for Brock Purdy, while retroactively being like, Jimmy Garoppolo's not that good. But all of the same things applied.
Well, first of all, I liked Jimmy. And the graphic I mainly used was the 70% wins. I didn't throw up Jimmy's individual numbers versus Dak or whoever. Yeah. So let me. You're not gonna like this because there's gonna be some more numbers. But let me say this: had I grown to be 6'10", I think I could have made it to the NBA.
100%.
Hypothetically. But let me say this: Brock Purdy, will he outplay Dak? There's no reason to think he won't. Because let's see the stats. I know, Nick, it's numbers, and you hate numbers.
I don't hate
These
numbers.
are this year's numbers. Brock Purdy's got him beaten everything. Completion percentage, passing yards per attempt, per game, TD to interception ratio, passer rating, which is number 1 in the league. And then when you look at the head-to-head last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, Brock wasn't spectacular, but he didn't throw 2 interceptions. Who had the better passer rating in their one playoff game? Brock. So Brock is playing better this year. Brock played better in the head-to-head matchup in the playoffs. So why in the world would I think that Brock won't play better Sunday night? I mean, he's been better every time, just about all the metrics.
We have evidence of Dak Prescott in adverse circumstances against excellent defenses over the course of his career. Some games where he blows it entirely, and some games where he's great. We have never seen that for Brock. So against this Cowboys defense, I would expect Brock Purdy to struggle some. I think Dak, because in part
it's a great defense he's facing.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys defense is better than the Niners, but that's fine. They're both excellent defenses, we agree. I think that what we are doing, the reason I get so frustrated with Brock Purdy and the conversation is the same exact thing Wildes just did with those I was doing in the common opponent thing.
Yeah.
A team versus team comparison. That is so different than any individual player versus player comparison. And so if we were to list the 10 best 49ers, Brock Purdy's name would not be said. The 10 best guys on the team.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, you want to hear him?
No, but I'm not sure
okay,
about
well then,
that.
well,
I mean, because it's another hypothetical. It's another
I'm asking you. I'm asking you your opinion.
I mean, Brock Purdy has been better than Dak Prescott. I mean, there's no question about it. His numbers are better. They both have good receivers.
Is he better?
He's playing better in the situation he's in.
Okay.
I don't want to sit here and what if Dak was in New England? How would he be any good?
No, but that's how we determine that.
No, we don't go all this ifs, ands, or buts. We don't. We look at what Patrick Mahomes has done and say he's better than Josh Allen. We don't go, if Lamar was in Kansas City, would he be? We don't do that. If Lamar had Eric Bieniemy.
Hold on, but we
Andy
absolutely
Reid. I've never heard that.
Really? Is Justin Herbert a good, very good, great, or bad quarterback?
He's a very good quarterback.
Based on what?
His numbers.
So based on purely
and watching him.
So the fact that he's never won a playoff game and he's at 500 as a career, why do you not hold that against him?
Because I watch him and he puts up good numbers.
So but
I watch Brock Purdy too. You act like there's not Brock Purdy and you talk about he's dinking and dunking.
No,
you know what?
I don't say
Guess
he's
who's got
and
more
dunking.
10-yard air completions?
No, I have not said that
Brock
about him
Purdy.
this year.
More 20-yard ones. Brock Purdy than Dak.
What I said
and Brock Purdy has thrown the ball 20 fewer times. 25 fewer times than Dak has this season.
Because I also, like you, watch the games. That has not been a critique of mine of him this year one time, because it's not accurate. What is accurate is for the sixth straight year, the Niners, after 5 straight years of leading the league in it, they are now pacing to lead the league in yards after catch. They are, guys are running, the guys are running wide open. That is a testament to Shanahan, the receivers, and the scheme. And so I am, as I said last week, I am allowed to do exactly the same thing you guys are doing. It's just a matter of degree. Because if it is about numbers and record, then the question we should be asking that we're not going to get to is Brock Purdy the NFL's MVP? But instead the question is Christian McCaffrey the MVP? Because if he's got the best passer rating, Brew, and he's never lost, and he's throwing the ball all over the field, why are you not making the case?
Because it's a gumbo of things. I mean, really. You look at a lot of things, and I think Purdy's got more of those things than Dak.
So, but you are conceding the point that you are allowed to, in evaluating a quarterback, say all of his numbers say he's this, but I actually think he's this. We agree. The question is the degree of it. His numbers say he is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL and one of the greatest starts of any player in league history. Mm-hmm. He's never lost. Does anybody think he is okay? So we're all. But
the thing, like you're saying he's never faced adversity. I would say being Mr. Irrelevant and being thrown in to start on a team that is expected to win the Super Bowl, or at least reach the Super Bowl, is a lot of adversity.
And what I am saying,
I would say being thrown in after 5 starts to start a playoff game is adversity.
Because you've said this twice to me now, and I'll just be very quick here. To be clear, we are talking about different, I guess, types of adversity. What I am saying is he literally has had no adversity within a football game as far as this type of adversity. My team is trailing. It is late. I've got to be great. He's trailed for 2 minutes in the fourth quarter in his career. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's a little bit of a credit to him, too, for putting some points on the board.
Yeah, but you give him credit for his first game ever against the Bucs and Tom Brady when the Bucs scored 7 points. That's not his doing.
How'd he play, though?
He played great.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.